Coming up is the story of one woman, or should I say four, enticed by the charming beau. Here's the story of victim one.
Hi, I'm the mystery girl, and I'm going to tell you a little about the love I have for Beau. We met in a playhouse in London, where I was kind of the center of attention. The men were intrigued by me, and did something I'm not really proud of. Pretended to be a prostitute. Anyways, I got Beau's attention, and Beau and I spoke for a while, and I think that he thought what I had to offer came at a price, which, if you're a prostitute, it does come at a price, but I was only pretending, so in my mind, it didn't come at a price. Anyways, he asked to meet me, and I pushed it off to the next night because I needed to prepare. So the day after he asked me, like that morning, I went and prepared and rented a place, lodging if you will, and we met that night, and I kind of wanted to get to know him. We went back to the house, and I wanted to talk to him, get to know him, fall deeply in love with him because of who he was, not what if he could perform. He didn't really want to talk more, so wanted to have sex. He came at me, and I resisted. Knowing what he wanted, I still led him on. But he came at me, and I resisted, and he continued to come at me, and against my will, raped me. He then offered me money when he was done with me. He offered me money. And him thinking I'm a prostitute made sense, but to me it didn't make sense, and it only hurt me inside. It was obvious that he didn't want my love. He just wanted me for sex. I refused his money, and he was a little confused. But he demanded a name, and I was scared my reputation was going to be on the line, and I didn't want people to know what I had done, that I had pretended to be a prostitute, because that's so shameful. I gave him the name Fantomina, which is where my name comes from. Soon he became very tired of me. He was bored with me, and left for Bath. And I moved on.
And now here's the story of victim two.
Okay, hello, my name is Celia, and I'm a chambermaid from Bath. And I was working in the house, and usually there's tons of men there, but that day there was only two. An old man that had lost the use of his limbs, and Beau's ear. And I walked into his room and to make up his bed and to clean his chamber, and he wrapped me in his arms, and he totally ravished me. I fell head over heels in love with this man. He made me happier than running through a wheat field butt naked with no petticoat on. And night after night, I found myself going back to his room over and over and over again. And a month had come up, and I actually thought that maybe I could spend the rest of my life with this wonderful man that loved me, and then he decided to leave me. A month, he used me up, used all my emotions, used everything that I had, and threw it away. 1 month. And so now I've moved on.
Here's victim three.
Hi, my name's Bloomer. I'm a widow. Or I pretended to be a widow. Beau met me on a carriage ride. He saw how sad I was. I couldn't stop crying. I don't know if it was from the actual tears of loving him and knowing I'd never have him, or just overwhelmed, or if I'm just a really awesome actress. I couldn't stop crying, and he wanted to bring me comfort. So along the way, we stopped at a hotel. He wanted to make me feel good. He wanted to make me feel better. So he did it in the only way he knew how. In the end, he ended up taking off like he always does. So I moved on.
And finally, victim four.
I, Incognita, am the fourth of my disguises. I fell in love with a man named Beaupazar. But he grew tired of me quickly, and I had to change my identity each time for him to fall in love with me. At this point, the only thing I would deny him is the sight of my face. I asked him to meet me under these conditions, and he gladly accepted. Following our meeting, I became pregnant. When my mother demanded that I name the father, Bo was surprised. He was unsure of my identity until I told him the whole story. Now, I am on my way to live out the rest of my days in a monastery.
You can see the vulnerability in each of these women, in which Bo used to his advantage. This is the story of Fantomina.